This is a reading of Brenda's blog titled, How's Your Tapestry Changing? Dear ones, this transition phase continues to be an en masse activity. Even though there have been times when some focused on specific issues, never before has there been a worldwide focus. So it is you're feeling, sensing your way through this quagmire of experiences. And none of you awakened souls has the energy or the ability to be the leader of this movement. You're floundering together. Perhaps an apt analogy would be your first day of kindergarten, before discovering that arithmetic, reading, music, or art could be interesting. Of course, that last paragraph frightens you because you want someone to tell you what to do or how to do it. No one is wiser than you. In your former outer-directed world, someone always took the lead. Even though that leader's actions may not have necessarily rung true for you, their actions felt true enough for you to follow that being or objective. By doing so, you negated responsibility, for they led you astray, or in a direction that felt reasonably right for you. You were part of the crowd, but most likely not part of the decision-making. Following someone seems easier than actualizing your inner needs. Such is so because self-actualization is your new way of experiencing Earth life. But except for Earth lives and perhaps experiences within a few other locations, you're quite familiar with directing yourself and expecting the same of others. You are and always have been a self-contained entity. It is only a few times in your entirety that you gave up that freedom. You are now reclaiming that right in ways you never have before while of the earth. This topic may seem discordant because we of the universes continue to prophesize this en masse phase that will lead to global love and peace. Such is true because you're focused on the same objective without an interest in claiming outer directed power. Some of you question our kindergarten analogy, for those instructional methods were created by an outer directed power. The difference is new universal you has become that power because your overriding goal is shifting the earth from fear to love. Each of you is discovering your love, peace interests, and strengths. The only power you now adhere to is your inner calling and shifting the earth from fear to love. A calling created by you en masse and countless other universal entities. Your being has always been love-based. Part of that love was exploring as many emotions as possible while of the earth in physical form. You en masse have now decided to experience earth love a bit differently. Not as a should, as would be true in an outer-directed world, but as an inner need. So it is your world seems topsy-turvy because no one is taking the lead. Even though there are few beings here and there reiterating what you already feel, there is no systematic love leadership. You are all moving to the same goal, but you're doing so with unique interests and skills. So perhaps one group is debating an issue, another group is physically engaged in a specific effort, and yet another group is writing, painting, or singing about the possibilities. Instead of leaders, millions are displaying the same goal in thousands of different ways. You are in kindergarten en masse school, discovering that your new love, peace skills, and interests are developing more rapidly than you now believe. But because your world now seems helter-skelter, you pine for the seemingly outer-directed cohesiveness. A cohesiveness that no longer exists except for those few willing to follow an outer-directed leader. Your world feels unwieldy and fear-producing because it is new. Those who maintain that a specific person is their leader are not inner-directed. As a result, there will be groups surviving for a moment or two, only to dissipate into nothingness as those outer-directed leaders move on to something else. Even though this message likely appears doom and gloom, it is the opposite. Your glorious, unique, and mass path to love and peace is in process. Each of you finding something interesting to do, say, or react to, moment by moment. Moments that will become hours, and then a focus within days. Allow yourself to flit from concept to action until you feel fulfilled. The cohesiveness you were familiar with during your outer-directed life is no longer. Your new cohesiveness is of small, flexible groups that shift monthly, daily, or minute by minute. Much like the difference between a professional army and guerrilla warfare, which is flexible and malleable. Unlike anything you experienced before while of the earth. Allow yourself to be amazed, perhaps even a bit fearful as you discover your new interests and skills, knowing that millions of Earth beings are doing the same. You are creating a new world tapestry, not by others designing the pattern you fill in with their required threads, but by creating the pattern your inner needs dictate for this new world of love and peace. So be it. Amen.